Evening, everybody. It's 7:12 on Thursday evening, and this is your closing comment. It is video number 1572 for this Thursday afternoon. I wasn't overwhelmed with the market's action here today. Um, it was up 173 in the Dow and 123 and change in the NASDAQ, but there was no increase in volume. Traded the same 4.2 billion as yesterday. There weren't overwhelming advanced declines. It was literally 1-to-1 on the NYSE and barely 1.3-to-1 on the NASDAQ. It had the feel of an oversold market bounce. Considering what we've done month to date, it didn't seem like much of a bounce. And tomorrow we have the November PPI and core PPI. So, there's a solid chance if it comes in as strong as the last time that, we could see some movement to the downside. Oil was a strange one today. Well, let me start with the dollar, since that's the chart on the screen. We are continuing to make lower lows. Now we have to lower highs, and now we have to see if we're going to break this. Close below 104.5 tomorrow, a Friday, would look pretty darn weak. Really, the rallies have not been very substantial. We've had these blow-offs, or what looked like blow-offs. This one came from almost 111 down to 107.5. That's pretty extreme. And we eventually got all the way down here to 105, bounced up, and couldn't get back through this break. It goes back to here. So, 1, 2, 3 times, and we couldn't get through it on the upside. We came back down, we bounced off the 200-day MA, rallied back, lower low, lower high, lower low. So we'll have to see how that looks. As I mentioned, the oil was really kind of strange today. There was news about more of a loosening of COVID testing, and after closing pretty close to the low yesterday, it started to the upside right away. This little line over here is where it opened. Got up to almost $76, and then in the afternoon came down hard, closed at another closing low for this move. Tonight it's up a little, and when I say a little, I mean 67 cents. Really not much when you consider that we started the week off and had a high of 82.72, and now we're barely 72. That's a pretty substantial move also. The one thing that did work today was the nat gas, which continued to rally higher. Didn't close on the high. It's down 3 cents tonight, but it has really followed through. We came down. I told you I was going to buy it here. We bought that UNG spread, which was $1. And actually, I'm not sure where it closed today. Let me just take a quick look-see. Okay, it closed at 258 to 122. It continues to widen with the calls that were long, the 18s, up 23 cents, and the 23s that were short only up 15 cents. So that's 8 cents better again today, and the spread is now $1.36. So I think that's pretty nice action for just a couple of days. And we'll have to see. We got back into the gap that we left here, got about halfway through it. This should be some resistance in here, and we'll just have to wait and see. But it's easier to wait and see when you have a profit than when you're headed for the 50% down. Okay, Sienna, I mentioned it this morning. It was 50 and change, up 717. It actually closed 51.80, so even further, up 856 or 20% on those earnings. PHVS, a name I had never seen before, but it put in a pretty amazing showing today. It's Pharvaris, Pharvaris. It's a healthcare and bio, and they actually had very positive test results um, from a phase 2 test for angioedema. And the stock, which closed at $2.51 yesterday, traded as high as 12.38. Last today was 10.16, up $7.76 or $307%. There was a little bit of the air coming out of the market a little when the FTC said that they were probably going to sue Microsoft on the Activision deal. GME, which had a miss, and this morning when we talked about it, was trading 22.26, down $1.13, came back to life, reversed to the upside, and closed at 24.68, up 242. So from 5% down to 11% up. Las Vegas Sands and Wynn both up minorly today on the relaxed COVID testing in China. They're both in Macau, and so Las Vegas Sands up $1.18, which was 2.5%. Wynn up $1.47, which was up 1.7. I kind of like the Tesla here for a trade. I think that it's going to bounce here. It's been flagging out for a couple of days, and barring anything from tomorrow's PPI, or by the way, the University of Michigan Consumer Sentiment, that doesn't come out until 10 o'clock, as do the October wholesale inventories, and of course the PPI and core PPI come out at 8:30. So we'll have to see about that. And one I meant to mention, I know that I've already warned about it, and I know that it had a little bit of a bounce today. Carvana, stay away. Yesterday, I reminded everybody about what happens to the shareholders in bankruptcies. This looks like it's headed there. And if you really wanted to be in this, and frankly, there are a couple of fundamental reasons. I mean, maybe they can take all their inventory and turn it over to someone as a fleet, or several people as a fleet. Is interesting. But they do have 3 sets of bonds, and that would be the way to go because they certainly have first call. All right, everyone. I'll be back first thing in the morning. Hope everyone had as good a day as we had in the Nat Gas, the UNG. And